So, some of you may have heard about Jack Scalfani, aka The Cooking with Jack Show, but you may not know too much about this guy. So, for those of you looking to learn a little bit more about Jack, I made this series. A series about an insane man who made his own cooking channel on YouTube without knowing one single thing about cooking, and somehow managed to gain a large amount of subscribers, opportunities, and strokes. Yeah, the guy gave himself a lot of strokes. And it all started as a way to promote his barbecue sauce, which didn't work out too well in the end. There seems to be some confusion about how many strokes he's had, so I'm here to clear things up, and I can confirm that he's had a total of 5. Before I go into detail about each stroke, I just want to remind everyone that Jack is not a nice person. He bragged about choking his first son until blood started pouring out of his nose. He claimed that the reason for joining his church was because his pastor was ranting about how America should napalm Palestine. He also talked about his family's hatred for gay people and even went as far as to say that's one of the reasons why he moved away from California. If you ever watch his Jack on the Go channel, you might catch some glimpses of him treating workers poorly, filming people without their consent, recording women's butts, being openly racist, and even acts like a male Karen at times. There's also some very awkward moments that are just hard to watch. But I'll get into all that in a later video. Jack has always been an unhealthy individual. Besides the multiple strokes, he also has diabetes, kidney stones, and he's so out of shape that he blew out both of his Achilles tendons during the halfway point of a 5K fun run.
You can make great, but a little bit. Oh, it's hot. Oh, it's hot. Oh. Hold on a minute.
It seems like Jack had a lot of warning signs about his future. According to a blog he posted in 2023 titled Stroke of Genius, he claims that in 1999 he had a TIA in Las Vegas. A TIA is sometimes classified as a mini stroke and was Jack's first warning sign. Later in life, he claims that stroke number 3 was a wake-up call from God, and pretty much tries to act like the first 2 didn't happen. In the same blog, he also stated that his mom died from multiple strokes, which, again, should have been another warning or should have at least scared him into eating better and living a healthier lifestyle. But sadly, no matter what happens, Jack cannot stay away from fat, grease, sodium, and sugar.
Come on, Jack. Don't be retarded.
I'm gonna draw a line. Because I'm retarded.
Because I'm a little retarded here, but...
Just like stroke number 1, Jack posted about this on one of his blogs as well, except he didn't really acknowledge it as a stroke. He posted this much sooner than the blog he posted about stroke number 1, except the main point about this was to bitch about his hospital bill from hell. He says that on October 10th, 2008, he woke up at 4 a.m. not being able to feel anything at all in the right side of his body. He said it only lasted 20 minutes, but decided to go to the ER just to be safe, and that's pretty much all he says about stroke number 2. He goes on to whine about all the tests he had to take and how much he hated having to stay in the hospital all day, but says that he was told his tests were all good. Yeah, I'm sure they were. Now, here's something confusing. Jack clearly states that with his insurance, if he admits himself into the hospital, he has to pay $100. He further explains this and says he doesn't have to pay anything if and only if he gets admitted into the ER. He already knew he would be charged $100 for admitting himself, but then he completely loses his mind over the $100 charge anyways. He decides to act like a complete asshole and starts harassing one of the administration workers and even gives out her name and the phone number to the hospital's administration office. He continues to call this poor woman every day, thinking that if he keeps harassing her, his $100 bill will magically disappear. He eventually contacts his lawyer for advice, and his lawyer tells him to pay the damn bill. Jack loses the fight he was so desperate to win and left his insurance.
Okay, are you ready? You know what we're doing today?
Another lazy... I'm sorry.
Another lazy man's recipe.
Jack actually talked about this stroke on his main YouTube channel in 2011 in a video titled The Explanation, but describes it as being his very first stroke, which we now know is a lie because this is stroke number 3. He seems to think that stress, caffeine, and overworking were the cause for this stroke, but it's hard to believe that's the case considering the kind of food he eats and his desire for huge proportions. He explains that his family went on a trip to Vegas, and while he was driving, his arm just suddenly fell off the steering wheel. He decides to ignore this scary moment and continues to drive to their hotel, then falls asleep. He wakes up at around 3 a.m. and tries to scratch his chest, but realizes he can't really move his right arm. He then gets out of bed to find out he also can't stand on his right leg. He went to the ER and was told he had a mild stroke. And like I said earlier, he calls this incident a wake-up call from God, even though he should have considered the first or second stroke a wake-up call. He announces that he's only drinking decaf coffee and that he's eating well and claims he's the healthiest he's ever been in 4 years. He continued living a healthy lifestyle, lost weight, and became one of the most respected members of the cooking community. Okay, no he didn't. He went back to eating unhealthy while telling his viewers that he only tries junk food for the camera, and eventually went on to have 2 more strokes.
You know what? Kids are allowed to put their fingers in these things. You want to put your finger in there? No. Go ahead. Come on. Come on. You're dying to put it in there. Go, go, go. Quickly. No, not your thumb.
Come on.
Put your finger
That's
in there.
The big one.
No, finger only. There you go. Pull it out. There you go. Oh, yeah. Amazing.
Stroke number 4 is the one that took Jack's right arm. On June 16th, 2018, Jack made a post on Facebook announcing he's had another stroke. But people who didn't follow Jack on Facebook would find out something odd on his YouTube channel in a video titled Coffee Sock, which he posted later on June 29th. Halfway through the video, there's a random transition, and not only is he suddenly wearing different clothes, but his arm isn't moving at all either.
But let's get started. It's pretty simple. We're just going to put these coffee grounds in this sock. All right, you ready to try this out now? It's been soaking all night.
He does upload a very short video talking about his stroke the next day and says that he can't move his right arm at all anymore, but he also takes the opportunity to promote his sauces.
Hey guys, I just want to let everybody know that I'm okay and I didn't fall off the face of the earth. I am recovering from a stroke. I've lost the use of my right arm and everything's good. So there's something good about this video is that all our flavors are up on the internet. All our sauces are on Amazon Prime. So you can, by the end of July probably, all the sauces will be up.
Jack never really uses his arm past this point, but constantly reminds everyone that God will heal it. His arm never healed, and it kinda looks like he did the gum gum pistol one too many times. I don't remember where I heard this, so take this with a grain of salt, but I believe he immediately went to Arby's right after leaving the hospital and recorded a short review for his other channel, Jack on the Go. He uploaded the video about a month after his stroke, and he looks pretty bloated.
All right, today we're trying the Arby's, what is it, short rib? Short rib.
Smokehouse.
Strip smokehouse. Yum. All right, see that?
Here, I'm gonna hold it.
That's Meat Mountain. Gobs of meat, lots of meat. It's short rib meat.
Here he is right after stroke number 4, and he still hasn't learned his lesson, and it seems like his wife didn't care either. He jumped on the keto fad around this time, and that pretty much went nowhere. Like I said earlier in the video, Jack blew out both of his Achilles tendons while walking at his own pace during a 5K fun run in 2019, the year after his 4th stroke. He posted this video to Facebook shortly before the event and unknowingly foreshadowed what was going to happen.
All right, guys, so I'm in the city of Lebanon. We're at the Wolsey County Fairgrounds, and there's about 1,500 people at this 5K walk, run, whatever you can do. And I'm just walking. I've never done one before. It's my first time ever. And I want to thank Karen for asking me to join. And so we're going to see what this is like. This is crazy. It's freezing out here. And we're just going to see how far I can go. So anyway, just keep me in your prayers. Pray for warmth in my jacket. And my number is 17. Tammy, what number are you?
16.
You're number 16?
Yep.
And that's about it. So I will probably speak to you next from the ER room. So I love you, and I will speak to you guys later. Bye.
After the incident, he had to get surgery, and he continued filming his cooking videos while in his scooter during his recovery. Eventually, Jack was able to get up and walk around again, but now he has a permanent waddle.
Cut right into this. Look how juicy it is. Look at the pool of, look at that. That's great. This did a great job. That's a lot of juice. I know it's gonna be beautiful. I just know it. Oh, nice and pink, the way I like it. So let's give this baby a try. Mmm. Mm-hmm. You know, that looks raw. It doesn't look raw, it looks smoked. It's totally different. It has a redness because it was smoked. Most people don't know what they're talking about.
On January 26, 2023, Jack had suffered his fifth and most recent stroke. At the time of this video, at least. Some of the public was aware of this, however, a video was uploaded the next day titled Mom's Butter Chicken, which confused people at first, but this turned out to be a scheduled upload. Things get a little more confusing here because both of Jack's sons both speak up about the situation shortly after it happened, but they both mention things that Jack himself never confirmed. The first one to break silence was Jack's oldest son, Garrett. Garrett was the son who Jack was bragging about choking in the past when he was only 16 years old. It also seemed like Jack was jealous of his son's success, but I'll talk about that in a later video. Anyways, Garrett posted a story on his Instagram saying that he just found out his dad had his second heart attack and seizure and is on his deathbed. It's unclear if Jack actually had any heart attacks or not, but at this point I wouldn't be surprised if he had some sprinkled in along with those lazy man strokes. He goes on to say that even though he's cut ties with his dad, he'll be the bigger man and give him a call. After hearing Jack brag about strangling him so hard that his nose started bleeding and then kicking him out onto the streets, I'm glad Garrett was able to cut ties with him eventually after so many years. Garrett did post a second story saying how he's been told his dad is in urgent care having difficulty breathing with COPD. Jack's second son, Jack Jr., made a post as well. He seems to back up what Garrett said about Jack having a heart attack, however he follows up with the most confusing statement by far. He says, "My dad had a stroke and a heart attack despite his healthy lifestyle that he's been living for the past year and a half." What? Your dad was living a healthy lifestyle? What was healthy? The mountains of cheese? The crockpot sodium bombs? The sugar-rich sauces? This black slime? The fucking symbiote was healthy? About 3 months later, on April 7th, 2023, Jack uploaded a video talking about his stroke. He claims that he was on his iPad looking for a new recipe to steal.
You can't copyright a recipe.
When all of a sudden he felt pressure on the side of his head which got intense, caused pain inside of his ear, and went down his neck. He realized he might be having a stroke, but knowing how much Jack hates insurance companies and medical bills, he decides to call his son Jack Jr. to give him a ride to the hospital instead of an ambulance.
Not today, nah.
While recovering, Jack decided to document himself so his viewers can see what his daily life was like inside of the nursing home that he was transferred to. Now, I'm sure the doctors are well aware of Jack being a diabetic and gave him diabetic-friendly meals, but Jack seems to think that he's the smartest person on the planet and whines about how he can't eat any fruit or drink milk. As he continues bitching about his food, something interesting comes up. He says he can't eat his blueberry muffin, but then explains that the last thing he ate before he had a stroke was a blueberry muffin. Now, pause for a second. First he said he was looking up recipes on his iPad when his stroke happened, but now he says he was eating a blueberry muffin when it happened. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm pretty sure he was actually filming a video on how to make blueberry muffins when this all went down. Why, do you ask? Well, later that same month, Jack uploaded a video titled Lazy Man's Blueberry Muffins. If you watch that video, you can see it seems like Jack looks somewhat healthier than he did before his fifth stroke. A commenter pointed out that towards the end of the video, you can see where it seems like Jack might be having the start of a stroke.
Don't forget to look at the recipe down below. Double the batch and fill an entire 12 cupcake tray, okay?
It seems very possible that this is what actually happened, and the story about him being on his iPad was fabricated to make himself sound like he's not the big pig we all know he is. But anyways, back to the nursing home video. After complaining about his first meal, Jack shows a slideshow of his other meals trying to prove the point that it's all quote-unquote unhealthy for him. So to make sure he gets the healthiest food possible, he takes matters into his own hands and orders his wife to sneak in Popeye's chicken. I don't see how that's a healthier option. This man is literally in the hospital trying to speedrun stroke number 6, 7, and 8. And somehow people still support him. After the slideshow of his food, he starts doing tests, exercises, and physical therapy to help regain some of his mobility. Jack starts crying when he's able to pick something up with his right hand, which sounds a little fake to me, but I don't know.
Reach forward, open hand.
Oh my
Close
God.
hand. Retract.
Haven't used that in,
That's awesome. Looks like
haven't
balls.
used that in 4 years.
That's awesome.
Even though it seems like Jack was able to gain some mobility back in his hand, he still never actually uses it in any of his videos. The stroke seems to have affected him more in the long run because his right eye is now drooped down and some of his vocal cords have become paralyzed. Jack is currently a 58-year-old man, but looks like he could be in his 70s or 80s, and this is most likely due to his bad health and idiotic brain. His audience constantly tells him to watch his health and to eat better, but at the end of the day, Jack will always think he knows better than everyone else. Anyways, that's all for this episode, guys, but please let me know what you think if you would want to see any more videos about Jack or any other YouTuber. Also, I just want to say I hope this video was entertaining. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and remember, don't be like Jack.